You've seen it. The moon sometimes looks see-through, like a projection, like there's a lens in front of it. And for years, people have said it's fake, it's a hologram, it's not real. But here's the real layer. The moon is solid. You can land on it, craft move across its surface. What you're seeing when it looks transparent is not the moon itself, it's the veil, a frequency field, a cloaking layer placed over the real body. It's a management screen, a smoke screen to hide what's actually there. The same system that positioned the moon as a stabilizing node also installed the technology to obscure it when needed. That's why sometimes it looks solid, sometimes it pulses, and sometimes you can see straight through it. The controlled disclosure will never explain this. They'll keep you arguing over whether the moon is real, while the real question stays buried. What are they hiding behind the veil? The moon is occupied. The veil is how they control what you're allowed to see. The veil is not random weather or atmospheric haze, it is technology. A frequency field laid over the lunar surface by the same intelligence that positioned the moon in the first place. Think of it as a living screen, a programmable layer that can thicken, thin, pulse, or go almost completely transparent depending on what needs to be hidden or revealed at any given moment. When the field is running at full strength, the moon looks solid, familiar, and dead. When it fluctuates, when power dips, when maintenance is required, or when the system itself is under stress, the screen thins. That is when you see the see-through effect. Stars appearing to shine through the body, edges that look soft or layered, the sudden sense that you are looking at a projection rather than a solid object. The hologram theory is useful to them precisely because it is wrong in the right way. They will let the hologram theories run wild because those theories are a perfect distraction. The moon is solid, the veil is real, and what is being protected behind it is far more important than the argument about whether the whole thing is a projection. It keeps people arguing about whether the moon is real or fake while the actual mechanism stays untouched. As long as the conversation stays on, is it a projection? The deeper question never gets asked. Who installed the technology that can make a solid body appear transparent on demand? What sits behind the veil is the real lunar infrastructure, bases, craft traffic we filmed, portal nodes that connect the moon to Earth and further out, the monitoring systems that read the energetic state of the farm below. The veil is not there to protect the moon from us. It is there to protect the operations from public view. And the fact that it is failing more often now, that more people are catching the transparent moments on camera, is another sign of the same pressure we keep seeing. The structure is under strain. The old tools of concealment are not holding as cleanly as they once did. They will never officially explain the see-through moon. The craft on the moon are only the traffic. Underneath runs the real system, the portals, not spiritual metaphor, hard gates that move consciousness, materials, and certain forms of intelligence between Earth, the lunar node, Mars, and hidden stations. Physical bodies cannot pass, the dense vessel disintegrates. That is why the technician races and the hidden architects travel as pure consciousness or lighter forms. They step through while we remain locked in the suit that cannot. Souls can move the roads, bodies cannot. That single restriction is one of the core locks of the farm. Humanity once knew how to travel this way. The memory lives in the oldest myths and the places that still pull. The Bermuda Triangle, certain mountains, desert complexes, underwater sites, ancient temple grounds. These are not random anomalies, they are thin points. The veil doesn't just hide the bases and the craft, it hides the fact that the moon is an active control platform, a living node in the larger architecture of the farm. When the field thins and you catch those transparent moments, you're not seeing a glitch in a hologram. You're catching a brief failure in the concealment system. For a few seconds, the screen drops low enough that the real surface, the structures, and sometimes even the traffic become partially visible underneath. That is why those videos feel so unsettling. Your eyes are registering two layers at once, the familiar dead moon and something denser, more engineered, sitting behind it. The same intelligence that installed the veil also runs the portal network we talked about. The gates that connect Earth, the lunar node, and further stations don't need to be hidden from the public if the public never realizes the moon itself is occupied and functional. The veil is the first line of defense. Keep the surface looking empty and natural, and no one starts asking about the roads that run through it. The controlled disclosure will keep feeding you blurry craft and carefully worded statements about anomalies. It will never address the see-through effect head-on, because acknowledging the veil means admitting that something is actively managing what you are allowed to see. And the more the system comes under pressure, the more souls begin to remember, the more independent cameras catch the transparent moments, the harder it becomes to keep the field stable. That is why you're seeing it more often now. The moon is solid, the veil is technology, and the technology is starting to show its age. They can still control the narrative. They cannot stop the screen from flickering. The moon rang like a bell, and that changes everything. They told you the Apollo missions hit the moon with spent stages, and the seismic instruments recorded it ringing like a bell for hours. A solid rock doesn't do that. A hollow or artificially constructed body does. A metallic or layered structure does. But here's the deeper problem. If we are inside a firmament, an enclosure, a dome, an ice wall system that prevents free exit from this realm, then how did any rocket ever leave and strike the moon in the first place? That is the contradiction they never address. The inner surface of the dome itself, or a secondary platform positioned just beyond the official story. The ringing is the giveaway. It tells you the object is not a natural dead rock. It behaves like engineered material, like something with internal structure, chambers, or resonant properties deliberately designed into it. The same intelligence that placed the lunar node as a stabilizer and monitoring platform also made sure it would respond to impact in a way that revealed its nature if anyone was paying attention. Most people weren't. They heard the moon rang like a bell and filed it under interesting trivia, but they didn't, because the ones who actually operate the lunar node, the hidden architects and their technician races, have been there the whole time. The moon is an active control platform, a place node with bases, craft traffic, portal gates and monitoring systems. They have been using it for cycles while feeding the public a story about a dead rock and heroic landings. The veil we talked about earlier is the frequency screen that keeps most of that activity hidden. When it thins, you catch the see-through moments. When it holds, you see a natural moon. The controlled disclosure will keep showing you blurry craft and careful statements about anomalies. It will never admit that the moon was never discovered because it was never lost. It was installed. The answer is simple once you stop accepting the official map. The moon is not far out in space behind the firmament. It sits inside the dome with us. Both the sun and the moon move in patterns above the flat plane. They are not distant objects in outer space. That is why the rockets could hit it. That is why it rang like a bell. And that is why the entire Apollo story was staged. They never went to the moon the way they told us. And the reason they lied about going there is because they were never the ones in control of it. The bell still rings in the old footage. A reminder that the object they claimed to land on was never what they said it was. And the dome above us has been watching the whole time.